from Hamilton County Schools. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We're going to continue our unit on the Cold War. Go ahead and do this warm-up. When you're asked to write an essay, what's your first step and why? As always, pause me while you work on the warm-up and press play when you're ready to move on. So when I wrote this warm-up, I was really thinking about what do I do first? And I was like, oh, I make an outline. Or, oh, I read the text. And I was like, no. The first thing I do is look at that prompt and make sure I know what I'm writing about, because I can't make an outline until I know what I'm writing about. Usually I've already read the texts, but it's really even more helpful to have already looked at the prompt before you read the text, because then you know what you're reading for. Unfortunately, we're using the text that we've been using for the last several days. So you have already read the text, but luckily you've already looked at it through the right lens. So what I want you guys to do right now is look at this prompt. How did John F. Kennedy's speech, "We Choose the Moon," establish a motivational tone through specific word choice and speaking techniques? Be sure to use examples from both the text and video. What I want you to do is take a second to write this prompt in your own words. Make sure you include what type of writing you need to do. Because I think if you can say, I'm going to write a blank essay about blah, 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 you're definitely on the right track. And just keeping that in your mind will keep your writing focused. So go ahead and do that. Write that prompt in your own words for me. Pause me while you do that and press play when you're ready to keep going. Okay, so no, I'm going to delete this and I'm going to say, I am going to write an informational essay. So the reason I know this is informational is because it's not telling me to like argue how well someone did something. It's just saying, how did he? So I'm just going to give examples. I'm not going to say this is a good example and this is a bad example. About the tone of JFK's speech. I'm going to use word choice examples from the speech and speaking technique examples from the video, right? So this really puts it into perspective. This is what you're looking for. And this is the work we've done the last couple of days. So that's perfect. Okay, what I want you guys to do right now is I want you to set a timer for 30 minutes. Is that enough time to write an entire essay? Maybe, maybe not. I usually would take about 45 minutes to an hour to write a good essay, but this is more like a flash draft. So I want you to treat it like a draft, which is how any writing assessment is going to be graded as a draft, because you haven't had multiple times to look at it. You haven't really had the chance to necessarily go back and revise your essay. However, I do want you to give your best writing, okay? What that means is don't, just leave out punctuation. Don't spell things wrong on purpose. I don't know why you would do that. Make sure that you are including evidence. This is not just a paragraph. This is an essay. It's just going to be graded as an essay that you wrote in 30 minutes, okay? So pause me, set the timer for 30 minutes, and when the timer goes off, just stop wherever you are. You can use that timer to think like, oh, I have 5 minutes left and I haven't written a conclusion. I should move on. Totally take your time how you want to. All right, go. Yay, you wrote an essay. All right, so what we're gonna do is I want us to look at this classroom friendly, which means it's good for you guys, state writing rubric. So what this classroom friendly rubric has done is it's taken a perfect score in each section, focus and organization, development, language, and conventions, and it's just copied those out. But like, what does that mean to you guys? Does it contain an effective and relevant introduction? How do you know, right? So there's these like check boxes down here. Write an introduction that contains a hook and addresses the topic. That's what it means, contains an effective and relevant introduction. If you've done this, you've satisfied that. So what I want you to do is I want you to just take a minute. is probably going to take about 10 minutes would be my guess. And I want you to make a list of anything in this classroom-friendly writing rubric that you did not do in your writing. And that's okay, right? This is the first time you've looked at this. It's okay for you to have some things that you didn't do, okay? So pause me while you look through this. And then that is your exit ticket, is to make a list of the items you did not satisfy through your writing, okay? I'm gonna leave this up for a minute just so that you have the opportunity to do that. There are some really easy ones on here, indent to show a new paragraph. And then there are some harder ones to evaluate. Make sure my writing shows that I completely understand the topic, prompt, and text. That's harder. So it's really up to you to decide, did I do that? Really, like, this section in general is gonna be difficult for you to grade yourself on. Obviously, some of the other ones are a little bit easier. So in this section, you're gonna have to just be honest with yourself. Did you intentionally, on purpose, choose information in the text, or did you just randomly choose it? Did you rush through giving your evidence a full explanation, or did you take your time? Look at your evidence. Did you give numbers? Did you give quotes? What did you do? Okay. All right, so it's important as a writer that you really think about all the features of a good essay, and also remember that you're still learning how to write an essay. So I've never had a student write a perfect essay. I've never written a perfect essay. It can always be better. And as readers and writers, that's our goal, is to just always get better, okay? So make sure you think about those things that you did, and the next time you do an explanatory essay, you can go back to this list and be like, oh, last time I forgot to indent. I'm gonna make sure I do that today, okay? All right, have a wonderful rest of your day.